guys, this is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with a couple of these reads.
Yes, and we also love to do our Book of the Month predictions. So we have a new prediction post. Becky did a lot of the research for us this week.
And there's not as many. I think I have like 8 or 9, and sometimes I can't hone it down, and we have 15 or 16.
We did try to keep it narrowed down. What I will say is that they added Riley Sager, who we predicted last month, and again they waited to add him until later, and I'm not okay with it. Book of the Month, quit doing that. Like, I need Riley Sager early. I need him early. I need him in the beginning of the month, and then I have a book to read. Right. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to be on vacation when y'all drop these books, and I'm not going to get my Riley Sager on time.
That's right.
Anyway.
Or he would be a beach read this week. I know. Okay, so we have, like I said, I can't remember, 7, 8, or 9 of them. Okay, The God of the Woods.
By Liz Moore.
Yes. I thought, I read this description of it, and I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's like, okay, there's a teenager who vanishes from this Adirondack summer camp, okay? All right. She happens to be the daughter of the people that own the camp. And guess what? 14 years earlier, her brother vanished from the camp. You think I'd be sending my other kid to the camp? No, he was never found. I'm like, oh, no, that would not be happening. But anyway, so, there's part of me that really, really wants to read this, because I'm like, okay, what were these people thinking? And, so anyway, the Van Loor family, and undoubtedly they have some secrets, and there's some shadowy stuff going on and all this, but I think Liz Moore probably has really developed a really great who done it, what's going on kind of story here. So and then okay, next
you found Bad Tourus by Cairo Carver. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yes.
3 tight-knit friends embark on an extravagant divorce trip to the Maldives, where they can unwind and celebrate a new chapter in midlife until they realize the resort of their dreams is harboring a killer.
Can I just say, here's 3 friends, they're all 3 divorced. I mean, what is going on here? I mean, they, I don't know. I just say kind of wacky there. I don't know, but it does sound like a very, very interesting read.
Yes,
so, yes.
Especially this, from what I've read, it's these women who are experiencing singlehood again, and it's like, well, it's not safe, let me tell you, because here's a killer.
No, so I'm not sure about that one. Okay, The Lost Story. Okay.
Oh God, we had to fight over who was gonna.
And we haven't decided. We may have to arm wrestle about who's going to actually order this one, because if this one is a pick, Meg Schaefer. Okay, The Wishing Game has been one of my favorite books this year that I've read. Loved it. But then, of course, Kayla sees it and it says, "Oh, it was inspired by the C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia," and she's like, it's mine. I'm saying, just wait a minute,
But C.S. Lewis.
I know. Well, I love C.S. Lewis, but I also love Meg Schaefer. So who knows? We may just each say, well, forget it, and we're both ordering it and doing a read along. I don't know, but it's going to be fantastic. But we didn't even tell them what it's about. It's about these 2 guys who come up, and they go into the woods, and they end up they're missing for 6 months, and then all of a sudden they reappear, and one of them knows what went on and the other one does not, and then they grow up, and one of them's like this recluse artist kind of person, and then the other one's like out trying to find people and everything, because I guess he kind of played off the notoriety of the fact he was gone for 6 months and everything. And so now somebody comes up and their sister is missing, and he believes that they went to the same place he and his friend went. And so now all this comes about, and so I mean, it sounds fabulous. Meg Schaefer, I love her. So we will see. We both maybe end up getting it if it's a pick for Book of the Month.
So next, there's The Wedding People, which we've seen on a couple of lists, by Alison Espach. A propulsive and uncommonly wise novel about one unexpected wedding guest and the surprising people who help us start anew.
This was very interesting because there's this big wedding going on, and this guest shows up. She has no luggage or anything, so you're like, that's kind of weird. What's going on? She's the only one and everybody thinks she's part of the wedding party, but she's the only person is staying at this particular place that is not part of the wedding party. She just came here because she's always wanted to stay here. But her and the bride end up connecting and having, just some kind of connection going on, and it just grows from that. So it doesn't give you much more information than that. So you're kind of like, well, that's it. I might have to get the book just to see what's going on.
And then this next one we said might be more of an aardvark pick.
The Ex Vows. This is one of those, and actually I have read quite a few of these lately, or have at least heard of them, where the Ex Vows is, they were together at one point, and then something happens and the couple splits up, and then years later they're mutual friends, kind of something's going on. Usually it's a wedding going on, and they bring them back together, and it's like, she's got a list. I will not like him because of X, Y, and Z. And then he comes in, and he seems like he's a totally different person than he was before, and she's beginning to see this new side, and and bless their hearts, the wedding couple's venue just burns to the ground, so a whole new wedding thing has to be planned. So, and then of course the two have to get together that are no longer together, and then figure all this out together. So, I mean, we're talking Hallmark movie all the way.
Yes.
So
next we have Kate Quinn, The Briar Club, a haunting and powerful story of female friendships and secrets in Washington, D.C. boarding house during the McCarthy era.
Now, if you don't know your history, you don't understand that the McCarthy era was when, if you were slightly out of line, or if someone didn't like you, they could report you for being a communist. This is at the height of the Cold War. This is where everybody was looking at their neighbors and suspecting them, and all of this kind of stuff. And this really is a Becky book, because it's a group of women, they're together, a widow comes in, she moves into this boarding house in the attic, and she starts to have weekly dinner parties in her attic apartment. And time goes on, and then kind of secrets are revealed, things are going on, and during this time in history, you really don't trust a lot of people, because your best friend could turn you in for being a communist, and you could get arrested and be sent off to, some kind of concentration camp. It was not a pleasant time during American history. So, a lot of stuff going on there.
And next up, Lisa Jewell.
We'll fight over this one too.
We're going to fight over this one. Breaking the Dark, which is a Jessica Jones novel, for those of you who don't know. And I don't talk about this much anymore, but I'm a huge comic book nerd. And one of my favorite female comic book characters was Jessica Jones. And the first season of the Netflix, now Disney Plus show, Jessica Jones, I loved it. It was perfect. It was perfectly based off the comic. They made a few changes from the original comic. And those changes led to more changes in seasons 2 and 3 that I hated. But I loved the first season so much, and reading the synopsis, I kind of wish they'd let Lisa Jewell write season 1 and 2, or 2
let
and 3.
me say this, I can't really believe Disney picked up Jessica Jones. I mean,
oh yeah, it is. I mean, it's dark. It's adult.
Very dark. But I had, I'm not a comic book nerd, although my son is as well, and I've heard about all of these things throughout his life and with Kayla, but I really love strong women characters, and she was really kick butt all the way, and I really liked that show. And so, I think there were like, 3 seasons of it?
There were 3 seasons.
And see, I don't get into all the purity of the comic book thing, so I just watch the show and enjoy it. If she's kicking somebody's butt that needs to be kicked, I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter what it fits into. So,
and she should be with Luke Cage. That's one of the changes.
I do agree with that. I love Luke Cage. He's awesome, and I like the Luke Cage thing going on. So,
and he's going to be in this book apparently.
Apparently he is. So, a lot going on there. So we'll probably fight over that one, but maybe we can compromise, and I'll get the Meg Schaefer and she'll get this one, and then we'll swap. Or
I'm just hoping they get this one because it is a Marvel Disney
and they
release.
love Lisa Jewell.
But they love Lisa Jewell, so maybe
they'll get that one.
If not, we'll be getting that one
shame
separately.
on you, book of the month. And then I think this is our last one, Emily Griffin. This definitely sounded.
This is a Becky read.
Okay, there's more Becky reads on this than probably there are Kayla reads because I really concentrated on things. But there's a group of friends that are together. They meet in college, and you've got these 4 girlfriends, and their personalities. You've got the rock star. You've got, everything you can think of, and then you've got the quiet little Southern girl who she's glad that the other 3 are such strong personalities. I can fit in because I really don't want to be noticed, and everybody knows them. But then she's the one 10 years out that's really having an issue going on in her life. And they agreed when they left college that no matter where they were in life, that in 10 years they would get together and meet and support each other. Well, she kind of reaches out and calls them and kind of discovers, hey, I'm not the only one having problems in my life. My 3 friends are too. And then they're getting together. So if they have this one, I'm getting this book because it's definitely right up my alley. Of course, my to-be read list is growing and growing and growing. So I got to get busy reading. So
those are our picks for this month. Again, we had some comments from last month that was like, your picks were better than what they had. Hopefully our picks are more on the money this month.
Mm-hmm. And I will be honest, we do pick for book of the month, but
they don't.
Sometimes I think some of our picks end up on the aardvark, like Ex Vows. I picked it for book of the month, but then after I went back and reread it, I'm thinking, that might be more of an aardvark thing. I don't know. But Emily Griffin's a pretty big name, so they may or may not carry her, but I really like the sound of it.
Yes.
Okay. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Bye, guys.